so-called Negroes are not Hamites, so-called Africans, right? And you can see it right here, Ham, perhaps hot, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 princes lived through the flood. He became progenitor of dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. All right, so that's a little false narrative. Okay. All right, we are not there's like so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, we're not Africans. All right, we are Shemitic descent. We are Israelites. We descend from the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. In fact, it says, let me see. I always get this mixed up. All this the scripture. All right, it's 26 and 20. That's not it. All right, maybe it's Leviticus 20. Hold on, let me see. I hope I'm not going too fast. You know, I'm just gonna put this in, just cut it. Get this shit right. All right, Leviticus 20 and 26. All right, it said, "Ye should be holy unto me, for I am holy." I saw the good word Kodash be separate. I had severed you from other people that you should be mine. All right, so we're not we're not like other people. All right, we're not of Hamitic descent. All right, matter of fact, scholars point that out. And you have Edomite scholars, so-called white scholars. You have Ishmaelite scholars, so-called Arab scholars. Matter of fact, you have our own people, right? Israelites from West Africa, and you know, point out who we are according to the ancestor customs and everything. All right. This is the book on why Hebrew goes from right to left. I'm just gonna cut this short, right? It says, when interviewed many of the older members of the Black Jewish community, right, some of the Israelites, right, recall members of their parents observing certain dietary laws, such as abstaining from pork, traditions related to Sabbath, all right, or festival observance. In most cases, these practices were family observed by people who stimulated the practice of Christianity. There's a lot of Christians, all right, don't practice customs like that. These are customer Israelites. The possible origin of the Hebrew tradition can be traced to West Africa, where a number of tribes had customs similar to those of Judaism that at age connection may be descent from one of the 10 tribes. Is conjecture, all right? This is from the book of page 112. From the book Why Hebrew Goes from Right to Left. All right. So, matter of fact, get to that. This is page 114, the book Evil Israel by Adore Mogolo. Right, it was Evil himself, right? It says, believed that the Ashanti modern Ghana who had Hebrew practice, some which shall be mentioned, migrants from north into the rainforest belt of West Africa. Ashanti meaning because of war. Asante because of, all right? Also war, Nete because of, they worship supreme God, Yahweh. It's not, some people say, no, Yahweh is Yahweh. All right. Similar to Hebrew Yahweh was actually Yahweh. Door above a pantheon of intermediary gods, breastplate of gold, her or son that had 12 parts, one like the ancient Israel high priest. All right. So if you go put in Ashanti breastplate, it's real easy. You can see for yourself. All right. You see Lord Chen, people like her, all right, vocabulary, they're not going to go into this. All right. Sherry Love, they're not going to do this. Matter of fact, vocabulary got the book, half the book from Babylon Timber too that talks about this. All right. So if the so-called Negroes, all right, so-called Latino Native American are Israelites, why are they doing these customs? All right. let's see. Right, let's see. Right, this is go to this tribe of Gad, the Yuchi Indians. All right. All right, so-called Native Americans. All right, it said the Yuchi Indian tribe Oklahoma celebrate 8-day festival each year, bears a main resemblance to the Jewish festival of Sukkot. It's a feast of tabernacle. Right, they used to begin a festival on the day of the full moon during the holy harvest month, like the Jews. Day 2 dwell in booths, which are covered by branches and foliage in Yuchi procession around a fire in the holy cultic area. They carry a large foliage crest branch. During the celebration, the branch are shaken much like the shaking of forest species. All right. So you got the so-called Negroes doing Israelite customs. You got the so-called Native American doing the Israelite customs. Right, cause later on the village, she talking about if you didn't know that whether ICJG, right, where this guy Jermaine Grant, he passed away in the spiritual realm, most high destroyed him from calling himself the conqueror, right? You know, because she went to learn Sakari, all right? She called Sakari Black Hebrew Israelites, but Sakari is an offspring of GMF. GMF is an offspring of old One West School, all right? And they always taught that the so-called Native American Latinos are Israelites, you know. So put that, all right? But back to, let's see. Well, I left all that, all right? So back to Judah, all right? So-called Negroes, where they come from with the Igbo, all right? It's the Igbo. It said birth of the new baby is stress, acclamation, joy, thanks, praise to God, relative, neighbor, friends, some visit the gifts for the newborn. After 7 days, the male child is circumcised. Igbo Yuga on the 8th day, Leviticus 12:3. All right? All right, the child's maternal grandmother comes support the new mother, what is called Ajay Omogwo, as the child is weaned. All right. It's a lot. I'll try to take the picture the best I can. All right. Not done quick. All right. So I'm gonna read it from a book. All right. It says, in postnatal period, Amabuko, the Igbo mother's ceremony unclean was 7 days. She had a son 14 days. If a daughter, she may not touch anything sacred or go to the sanctuary, the shrine, praise a prayer for 33 days. If a boy, 66 for girl to purify from bleeding after which sacrifice offered. Leviticus 12. After 7 Igbo weeks of 28 days, the relatives gather in celebration, feast, and the child named the ceremony sent by coming out of seclusion. Iputo Amug, whoa, the mother engaged in same purification, ritual immersed in a full stream. The name ceremony ought to hold in the church or community shrine prior to Christianity would give such as a cock for a male child or hen for a female child of the dish. Ugu, root crop, a yam family, or goat for a function who often is the oldest elder of the kindred, Dakpa, all right? And modern Christian practice a pastor, reverend, or priest, or Slav, I pronounced that word wrong, right? Diakpa, all right? Who say a few prayers, which he hits his staff on the ground following a chorus, I see, aha, or fo, amen, so be it. All right, this chapter is page 30 of the book, Igbo Israel, a comparison of Igbo ancient Israel culture. This is an Igbo man describing his culture, right? Okay, this is the food. The Igbo observe religious diet period is stated in Leviticus 11. Let's get down here. They eat only fish with scales and fins. Also, they may eat though rarely selected insects like cricket, abuzu, or grasshoppers. Ukpana, as mentioned in Leviticus 11:20-33. When crawling creatures like snakes or little other reptiles are killed, removed from compound items. All right. Removed from the compound, the items used in killing them. Use sticks are thrown away. Any items a person use which are touched, disposed of. Leviticus 11:31-32. They are considered unclean. All right. Arua. All right. Okay. It's page 37. All right. So who you gonna believe? You gonna believe Laura Chen or you gonna believe the scholars? All right. It says right here. It says the Igbo stand for foods such as pig, kite, raven, owl, any kind of reptile. These creatures within their environment regarded as unclean animals. A rule that often defile an individual even as much as he touched them. The Igbo used the bush as a god to measure liquids as water, oil, and palm. All right. All right. So this page on 39. All right, from the same book. All right. Here we go right here. It says Olega Equano gives an insight in mid-18th century Igbo society precisely between 1745 and 1756. It said when he wrote in page 11 of his book, adultery, however, was sometimes punished by slavery or death. A punishment, I believe, inflicted through most of the nation of Africa, so sacred among this honor of marriage bed. So jealous are they of fidelity their wives, Leviticus 20:10 states, if a man commits adultery with another man's wife, with the wife of his neighbor wife, both adultery and adultery must be put to death. It is remarkable compared to a test on faithful wife in Numbers 5:11-31, which is the Igbo word for adultery. All right, it states her drink of holy water in a clay jar before the priest who washes the curse written on the scroll into the jar while the woman's put on oath to drink. That an event of suspicion, infidelity, Igbo adultery called Ikwa Eko, which usually means to push the cup, is literally said Numbers 5:22, made this water that bring a curse into your body so that your abdomen swells and your thighs waste away. The Igbo put a high praise on the character and have a common sense. All right, so just getting you similar what there is because they are Israelites. All right, because the so-called Negroes in America are Israelites. Page 18, it says, because some scoffers say, well, the Igbo got 4-day weekend. All right, it says right here, there are no biblical verses to support the Igbo 4-day week. It's probably believed to have been adopted for foreign culture, right? Because our people ran into Africa after 7 AD, a couple thousand years, ended up in West Africa. All right, it says in the ancient calendar, the months were simply called by number. Just the third month, Jews now use Babylonian-derived names for 3 months. Old practice of Igbo, every new moon was that the village celebrated a new moon festival. All right, why are they doing this? Because here's like 1 Samuel 20:18, by making sacrifice, eating animals, sacrifice together in front of the village shrine, buying and selling designated market and traditional festival season held had guided the Igbo calendar for millennia. All right. Now they kept some of the customs, some they adopted heathen customs. All right, but the main thing they maintain some areas like customs. All right, this is page. They found some artifacts over there. All right, this is page. All right, 2. All right, it says Nigeria Igbo Jewish claim were boasted several years ago when discovered the area of an ox stone reportedly bearing the name Gad in ancient Hebrew. All right, so you had Gad, you had some of the Northern Kingdom over there, you got some of the Southern Kingdom over there. All right, matter of fact, this is continue on page 3. Mark Perelman, Hatzer, Israel Daily News, Tel Aviv, Israel, October 6, 2008. All right. So you can see right here, right? It says right here, page 5, right? It says the skeptics to the narrow rise because the Star of David was evacuated in a Gulu area in northern Igbo land. All right. You can see right there, had a bronze star. I know some of our people, brothers, you saying, but our people, they worn it. They got all their clothes, all right? It said independent sign for contemporary external force. It leads the biblical exile narrative in 722 BC. Right, all Northern Kingdom didn't. Now, majority of Northern Kingdom came over to the other side. Their descendants are the so-called Native Americans, Latinos, but some stayed behind. For example, Anna the prophetess. All right, in Luke chapter 2. She's from the tribe of Asher, right? Here we go right here. All right. Further interior by the Nigeria, there are reports from the Scottish World, like Mungo Park. All right. In 1795, new moon festivals, penalties of 40 strokes, Thanksgiving, on quarry, why the tradition kept they answered. If the answer had done, although there was a strict or herd tendency toward religious traditional observance, most of these African ethnic nations, fondly called tribes by Western scholars, had little or no idea of their original. Right, they had some retained a little bit of information where they got from, some just was doing it by habit. All right, because I remember Jake was constantly persecuted, man, by other nations within Africa, which is Ham. All right, and some just forgotten. All right, It says on the practice of oath taking, marrying deceased brother, wife, or sacramental atonement for redemption are all found in some particular West African nations. Muhammad al-Idris, 1100-1165, cartographer belonged to the Moroccan or Moraz and traveler who visited the slave coast of Africa, remarked, one found amongst the black many Jewish customs. Through the Islamic era across the Arab conquest, Yehudi was a term the Muslim applied to the people Mosaic faith who inhabited the lower Atlas district of Susi Mural, south of Morocco. I'm going to skip down right here. It said it was therefore not difficult for Arabs to recognize Hebraic or Jewish practice when they encountered it, right? Because they're familiar, right? So these, right here, where here's a more scholars, these Arab scholars, European scholars, when they wait, man, these people are doing just like us. Why? Because those people are Israelites. All right, these are the ancestors of the so-called Negroes. All right, because she mainly targeting so-called Negroes.
Birds, scatterballs, picker birds.
All right, but get back to her video. All right, let me read this. So I'm gonna get straight. Just gonna show it again. I read it before, so I'm just gonna show it right here. All right. All right. So in the section 107 Cryat 1906. All right. So I'm using this for educational reasons. So all right. So I'm not infringing. All right. I'm using her video as to illustrate a educational point. All right. That she's misinforming the public. All right.
It says, although
I'm not making profit off of this either. All right.
Followers of Black Judaism thought of themselves as the descendants of the biblical 12 tribes of Israel, most did not take that. We can gather from that little description there is that Black Hebrew Israelites are Black supremacists who have essentially formed an entire religion around their hatred of Jews and white people and their desire.
All right. Number one, we don't have religion. Number two, we don't hate Jews, right? Because our brothers, so-called Negroes, are the original Jews. Get it right. Right.
To see Jews and white people punished. Sounds amazing. And then here is what the ADL has to say about the group. It says today there are several noteworthy sects of Black Hebrew Israelites. For example, the Sakari Black Hebrew Israelites are a San Diego-based anti-Semitic and racist fringe religious group whose followers believe that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel. I guess those are Black Hebrew Israelites who are a little bit more inclusive in their crazy racial superiority.
All right, already commented on that, right?
It says they are an offshoot of the larger Black Hebrew Israelites and echo the majority of the movement's core principles, including the beliefs that white people are agents of Satan, Jews are liars and false worshippers of God, and Blacks are the true chosen people.
Hold it right there, right? Let's go to the scripture, all right? All right, I'm bringing out scriptures, all right? All right, she's not bringing out any evidence, all right? What it says right here, it says what? Revelation, that'll be 3:9, if I'm not mistaken, right? Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come worship before thy feet to know that I love thee. Now, originally, it's talking about our people being wicked. All right. But today, turns apply to what? These people these 48ers. All right. Okay. These are citizens of modern state of Israel, which is Israel. Israel means one connected to ancient Israel. All right. Let's see right here. Another scripture, Revelation 2:9. Let me see. Yep. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty. All right. Because there's like gonna be there's gonna be signs of wonder who are that's in Deuteronomy 28:45-46. It says the curse shall be a sign upon thee, to tell you who are the Israelites. And the curse in Deuteronomy 20 fit the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. If you line up the secular history with the curses in Deuteronomy 28, the other prophets throughout the Bible. All right. So I know that word tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, we got this word. All right. All right. We got the understanding of it. I know the blasphemy of them would say they are Jews or not, but are the sinning God of Satan, who go around saying they are the original Israelites, who go around lying to people saying they are Israelites. Now you had Israelites among them, among the Ashkenazis, right? Because our people taught them. All right. Okay. You have speckled bird Israelites who look like them that actually are Israelites among them. You know. All right. But the people, those that rule in the state of Israel, those they're not the Jews. All right. They're not the original Israelites. All right. Okay. Let's see right here, Isaiah. What did Isaiah say? 49, 22. Let's see. All right. They say they will. All right. It says right here, thus said Yahweh, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles and set up a standard to the people. And they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried, upon their shoulders, and kings shall be thy nursing father, and their queens, thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. They shall know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. Here go right here. They shall bow down and what? Lick up the dust of thy feet. And so that's true. They will be bowed down. They will. Yahweh shall come back. All right. Conquer the heathen nations, and the heathen nation will come before and bow before us. All right. They will be our servants. You know, that's what's going to happen. All right. All right. And they're gonna be our servants. All right. Anyway, all right, let me see. All right, so let's continue. All right.
Another sect of Black Hebrew Israelites, the Israel United in Christ group, specifically reject Christianity, Islam, and Judaism and call Jews the bastards that funded the slave trade. They blame Jews and other ethnicities for all social ills plaguing Black individuals and claim that acceptance of this ideology and God will free Black people. Further, they assert that Jews and white people worship the devil and white people will become their slaves in heaven. I know words like cult.
All right, so let's go right here. Hold on for a minute. All right, let's see what she goes.
And extremist and racist have kind of been watered down by our modern discourse, but when it comes to the Black Hebrew Israelites, I really do think that they fit the mold of all three. And just
All right, so she calling us a cult. Cult means to worship. That's all it means. All right, they just put a spooky spin to it. All right, exaggerating everything, but America's is in a cult. All right, you have what? Easter. What they celebrate? What's this? Pagan origins of Christmas, right? You find all the information all throughout the internet, right? Now that got people calling us cults and everything, all right? With the Bible speak against, all right? These Americans, all right? We're the Edomites, all right? Bugged out Israelites, all right? Now the heathens, all right? All right, they claim to be Christian, but they doing pagan customs. All right, He'll go right here, perfect right here. All right. Halloween, right? All right, Yule, Christmas, Samhain, Halloween, maybe in Feast St. Matthew, look at Llamas, lift up St. John Day, but I just showing you, all right? When does I said Easter, they love Easter. And when talking about Easter in the Bible, it's talking about the Pasach, Passover, right?